Long before best-selling author Dan Brown put words to a page, he arranged notes on a scale. Dan was an aspiring musician, years away from conjuring up Robert Langdon, the protagonist in his worldwide bestseller, The Da Vinci Code. After college, Dan was at a crossroads.
I know I want to live a creative life. Do I want to write novels or do I want to write music? And I thought music's going to be much more fun.
So he headed to Los Angeles, landed a deal, and cut a record.
It came out and about 9 people bought it. 6 of them were probably my mom. And, and about that time I had an idea for a novel. And I wrote Digital Fortress. The first publisher who read it bought it. And I thought, wow, publishing is so easy. The book came out and about 9 people bought it. So.
Of course, he went on to write several #1 best-selling books with more than 200 million copies in print. In a plot twist you'd expect from a Dan Brown novel, he's now returning to his musical roots. He's just released Wild Symphony, a children's classical album with a companion picture book.
This book actually started when I was about 27. I had been out for a walk and heard frogs in a bog singing. There was a big bullfrog, and there was some high peepers and some frogs in the middle. I thought that kind of sounds like music, and I went home and I wrote a little fugue that I called Happy Frogs. And then I wrote, along with that, a little poem to sort of tell you what you were listening to.
Dan wrote and composed a few others, then put the project aside for 30 years. Happy Frogs became Frogs in a Bog, one of 21 music pieces and poems in the book. I sat down with Dan at his home in Rye Beach, his yellow lab Winston close by.
Come here. Right here. Sit.
Growing up in New Hampshire, Dan's parents had no TV in the house. His mom taught him to play piano at age 3.
They had a huge classical music collection, so I would read children's books and listen to classical music as a little kid.
Dan hopes Wild Symphony gives kids today that same experience.
And classical music can be a little bit intimidating, not just for kids, but for adults. And so I tried to create something that was accessible. I mean, it's classical music, but it's fun.
Just try sitting still during the loud and lively Bouncing Kangaroos. The story is simple and straightforward, befitting his young audience. But the book has a high-tech twist designed for the modern child. Maestro Mouse travels the world recruiting his animal friends to perform in his orchestra, bestowing wisdom along the way.
He's the choral conductor, he's the orchestral conductor, which I thought was funny because a conductor has to be big and in front of the whole audience. And of course, the idea of this tiny little mouse with a little podium conducting, a hippopotamus playing a tuba was funny to me.
Each animal plays a different instrument. You can listen to the corresponding piece with a smartphone app that uses augmented reality as you hold the phone over the page. The Ray, one of Dan's favorite pieces.
And the Ray teaches the lesson that, underwater where there's moray eels and hammerhead sharks and all these sort of loud, scary animals, sometimes being quiet and graceful and just sort of floating through the water is the best way to draw attention. So at that point, I had to decide, what does a ray sound like? What does a ray sound like underwater? And that's sort of the inspiration for the piece.
The music was performed by the Zagreb Festival Orchestra in Croatia. Dan traveled back and forth to supervise recordings, working closely with producer Bob Lord and Parma Recordings out of Northampton.
Zagreb Festival Orchestra did just a phenomenal job. And you know what, beyond being terrific musicians, they understood that this is supposed to be fun. They were laughing as they were playing the music, which really made me happy.
Bob had heard Dan's original synthesized arrangements and encouraged him to rework them and compose new ones for the orchestra.
Dan's musical ability and his musical style, it's not dissimilar from his writing style. He's concise, he's clear, he's direct, he's effective, he's crisp, and I think he knows how to keep an audience engaged. And I believe that these movements, these 21 movements, they're the same way. They're brief, they're snappy, they're sharp, they're wonderful.
Dan's trademark style, weaving codes and puzzles throughout his novels, is apparent in Wild Symphony. Letters are intermittently scattered across the page, hidden in an animal's tail or the grass, clouds, and trees, and when collected, they spell out a musical instrument. Dan clued us into another secret on the very first page.
But if you look right here on this musical staff, you get the letters C, G, and B. My mom's initials are CGB, so this is just a little thank you to my mom.
Ah, that's really, really nice.
Home in New Hampshire is where Dan feels most inspired. Surrounded by family and friends, taking walks in the woods, and hanging out with Winston, who, by the way, is named after a villain in Dan's book Origin.
You ready, buddy? Woohoo! Winston, look, ready? Okay, we can do it better. Come here. Ready? Here we go. And up. Woohoo!
Dan's quiet Granite State life helps recharge his creative battery. No place more so than at the piano, where it all began.